All right, everybody, welcome back, my attic fanatics. Look at this beard, getting pretty bad. Anyway, I promised my daughter after the new year I would shave it. She told me last week or the week before, and I thought it was hilarious that I have to shave after Christmas because Santa Claus always shaves when he goes back to the North Pole. So she's not totally wrong. I mean, we all know. I want to start off with a bunch of shout outs. I want to let you know I am recording this Friday, December 12th. Today is my younger sister's birthday, which she's 2 years younger than me. So I want to shout out a very happy birthday to my sister. Hope by the time you watch this, I hope she had a good day or is having a good day right now. So anyway, I was talking to my cousin the other night, and she's from Rhode Island, and she informed me that she sometimes watches my channel, and so does her dad, my Uncle Jackie. So I just want to give a big shout out and thank you. You just never know who's watching your videos. I hope you're enjoying some of the things I'm doing. I try to add some family functions in there that you might not get to see living further away and stuff like that. So I just want to give those two a great big shout out. Uncle Jackie, thank you. Moving forward with these shout outs, because I have quite a few, I want to give a big thank you and a big shout out to Mr. Rocket Rick, J18. I just call him Rocket Rick, it's just easier for me. But anyway, we've spoke on the phone a couple times. Really great guy. I've enjoyed getting to know him over the past year. What a wild ride this first year has been. I have met so many wonderful, and as Lou Rock would say, beautiful people. And I mean that. There's been so many generous, kind people. Such a blast. No pun intended, Rocket. But anyway, there's a couple more shout outs I want to give quick before I get to the good stuff. Not that this isn't good stuff. This is better than cards, to be honest with you. The relationships that I have made, and that's how I feel about it. Well, last week when I did my video, exchanged contacts with Hugo from Signs of the Pastimes. If you haven't watched him, awesome channel, high energy, positive vibes all day long. He has great stuff. He shows great stuff. He goes to all these locations, and he's from Florida, so it's always, you know, fun in the sun type of stuff. So if you haven't checked him out yet, I'm sure most of you guys that are subscribed to me probably know who he is. But if you're a new viewer and haven't checked out Hugo, get over there and do so. Him and Rocket Rick. And I also want to give a huge shout out. This has been my first year on YouTube creating content. I commented for a couple years, and I started. My anniversary is New Year's Eve, believe it or not. All right, getting back to my final two shout outs, three actually, including his daughter. I would like to shout out Doug and Skylar over at Don't Talk to Robots. They've been doing this Advent calendar thing, and like I said, it's been my first year creating content on YouTube. I've been having a blast over there, watching the videos, and they make me laugh. If you haven't had a chance to get over there, go over there and watch some of them videos. It's I actually got up in the morning. I've been trying to make it a habit of getting up and watch the Advent things, because I've missed a few if I don't remind myself, or if I have a busy day like I did Friday. But I still, on the way over to my doctor's appointment, I was watching it, and I commented. Yeah, somebody come on and do a shout out. I'm sorry I'm so like clapping and slapping, because I had like 3 cups of coffees earlier, because I didn't get to drink my coffee this morning because I had to fast for my appointments. So I didn't get my morning coffee in, and I'm a little juiced up right now. So bear with me. Caffeine high right now. So, anyway, and I've been saying anyway throughout this whole video. Rob at Commenting Collector, I've become really good friends with him over this past few years, going back to my commenting days when we met. And I just wanted to give him a huge, heartfelt shout out. I know I shout him out quite a bit. He's my Twins guy and my Vikings guy. Another thing, my granny being my late granny being a Vikings fan. I appreciate him, and he gave me a shout out on Don't Talk to Robots, one episode of their Advent giveaway, and man, my phone was blowing up all day long with new subscribers and comments that I had to reply to, because I don't like to, so to speak, let any comment unturned. The ones that sometimes I do miss are just responses back to my comments that don't pop up in new comments for me. So if I've ever missed responding to anybody, I apologize for that. Anyway, if anybody knows me, and the ones that I talk to, a lot of them do, I'm not here for subs. I'm not all about subs. But man, I really appreciate just him thinking of me in that moment and shouting me out. I'm not used to getting things, regardless if it's praise or gifts or anything like that. I'm not used to that. It doesn't happen to me a lot, or it hasn't happened to me a lot in my lifetime. Also, you know, people don't have to thank me for kind words or anything like that. It's just something but I am very appreciative. I don't want my demeanor or my response to seem like I'm ungrateful, because I'm really not. I'm just not used to it. It's something I'm not familiar with dealing with, but it blew me away. It blew me away, and I am very thankful, appreciative, and like I said, I'm not all about the subs. I'm not about views. I'm not about likes. I'm about connecting with people. It's turned into that. My original plan was to just show my collection, include some family things like a vlog type thing that, you know, when I'm long gone, my kids and my family could look back and I'm still here for them to see and hear and whatnot. And it has over exceeded my expectations. Like I said, I've met so many really good people. And people think I'm joking, but it kind of, with how crazy this world is and the evil that lurks, you know, around, and there's not enough kindness in this world these days. This community has literally restored my faith in humanity, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So many generous people, kind people, and like I said, I have several special people that I communicate with, whether it be on a daily, every few days, you know, even wellness checks from people, and you know, I check in on them if they're going through some problems, and you know, somebody needs to call me, talk, I'm here to listen. With everything that's going on, I was always the type of person that always made time for everybody else. So just know that, Rob, I am very, very appreciative. And, you know, I've already told him, if it wasn't for him, there's a lot of YouTube channels I wouldn't even know about or be interested in. He does the collector's chat, and he's had so many great guests on there, and I've subscribed to some, and I've become really good friends with some. And that's where I'm at, coming up on my first year. All right, moving on. Those are my shout outs for today, and we had quite a few. I haven't done that many in a while. So, see you on the flip side. And I'm back. As you can see, I'm gonna now put my glasses on because I can't see. There you go, right there, Rocket Wreck. I have you up on the board. You're within view, you're catching. Not sure who's pitching, but Stargell's ready to take one out on your, whatever you called there, whether it be a fastball. He's putting it over the right field wall. Appreciate you. Appreciate the t-shirt, sticker. Get over there and watch some of these channels I shouted out. Like I said, they're really good channels. Rocket Rick was just on with his wife on John Mangini's channel, the Mangini Collection. John had his wife on. One of the best videos between the two of them. Their wives stole the show, honestly. Get over there and check that one out. That's hilarious. I'm not sure I've ever seen Rocket Rick that animated before. I think their wives bring out the best in both of them. So get over there and check that out. All right. Today, and you may wonder why I have this box bottom panel in front of us. I love box bottoms. I love hand cut cards. I loved collecting them since I'm little. I always wanted to grab the last couple packs out of the boxes during the 85 season to be able to get the box bottom cards. 87 had them on as well. 86 baseball. 90 Flair baseball. 87 Topps baseball had them on the backs of the box. They're smaller cards. 87 football. 88 football. I think 89 and 92, or 89 at least. All right. So anyway, you get the picture. So I'm going to show you some cards here. I have put the set together. It's not, the full set is not in PSA. Let me turn this here. And like I always say, two's better than one. I have both of these here. This was one that I sent in originally myself. It has a little bit of markings on it and stuff like that. And then I found a better example to add to it. But I love both of them the same. That's why I kept both of them. I just wanted a higher grade, and it was really cheap, to be honest with you. I've had these probably for a few years now. I've been wanting to show them. I wanted to show them last year during football season, but gosh, time is flying. The older I get, you know what they say, life's like a roll of toilet paper. The closer you get to the end, the quicker it goes, and they're not, can I say shitting? They're not shitting. No pun intended. All right, we got a Tony Dorsett. This was one I actually sent in from my collection, from one of the boxes. But these are really tough to get in high grades because obviously the bottom of the box was on the store shelf. So there was a lot of movement and scratching, and you know, there's Mr. Dan Fouts, part of Air Coryell. Great quarterback. Great quarterback. I also wanted to point out that these are a little different than the actual. They have different pictures on them, and they're different colors. These are the normal base set, and these are they're different pictures, even though this one looks close, but it's not. But you had the red with a different picture on the Dorsetts here. We got a Mark Gastineau. Huge part of that New York Sack Exchange. That's another thing I used to love. Love the nicknames. Always did. You know, especially my grandmother, being a Vikings fan, the Purple People Eaters. I heard tons on them growing up. The Doomsday Defense with Dallas, the Steel Curtain, All right, there's two more. Got Charlie Joyner. That was one I actually picked up to have a little bit of a higher grade, and these things can get pricey depending on the player and how high the grade is, because like I said, these are very hard to keep in good shape. There's only a couple that I went out and got. I just like consistency. It's not about it's not truly about the grade, because the card looks great. It's just I have a lot of 7s and 8s and stuff like that, and the continuity, I don't like too big of a difference. There's a James Lofton, great wide receiver. Played with Buffalo in the 90s. Packers back in the 80s. Played with the Raiders for a little while before going over to Buffalo. You got Neil Lomax. Like I said, you know, it's a great looking card. And I really didn't have a problem with it. Mr. Dan Marino. It's like my all-time favorite quarterback right here. University of Pitt. You all know, those who know me know I'm a huge Pitt fan. I had both of these graded. These were both in my personal collection. This one came back a 4. If you could see that, there's like a scratch up by his forehead and his hairline there. And then this one came back a 7. So I'm satisfied with hand-cut cards that are 6s or above usually. It's just my personal preference. Don't go thinking I'm just PSA nuts and I buy for the grade. This is an Art Monk. Awesome wide receiver. Awesome for the Redskins, for all you Redskins fans out there. And finishing up the graded ones I have, it's John Stallworth. The backs of these, they look pretty close to exactly the same. This is a little, I guess you want to say brighter, maybe. That's the other thing. A lot of times with these being on the bottom of the box, the back side was where all the packs were, and you would get wax stains and stuff like that. So this is a set I'm trying to definitely put together. PSA. Like I said, I have the whole set. I'm going to show you a few here. I had these ready to go into PSA. These have been sitting in these Card Saver ones for years now, because I just feel I'm afraid to send them in and spend the money, because PSA just that's one. These are 3. 3's better than 2, folks. But anyway, I have them in pretty much in order of what I think, and that's why I know I'm not going to get high grades on something like this, but I just love the way these look in the slabs, and it's my collection, and I could do what I want. It's not a negative thing. We all collect our own ways, and you know, I don't like the way people sometimes like to make things a little more negative. I'm not trying to be negative at all here. Like this one here, if you see the top corner there, this ain't gonna get a high grade, but I'm still gonna keep it when it gets graded, or if it gets graded, because like I said, I'm not really happy with the stuff that's been going on over the last few years. I actually used to belong to PSA years ago when I sent a lot of those cards in for 2 years. And I started to see a change. I decided to get out early. I got out before the boom even, which kind of stinks. Because back then I had to sell some cards, and the ones that I did sell, I really didn't get a lot for. There's 2 more joiners. You know, these are, I just love these box bottom hand cuts. They're just, it's right up my alley. Another Merino that I'm going to send in. That wrinkling you see is just on the soft sleeve. This card, I feel, is going to, or should, grade really high when it goes in. If it goes in, like I said. There's another Art Monk. I'm just trying to get a higher grade than what I got. Like I said, these wrinkles, I'm sorry for the glare, but these wrinkles, they're on the soft sleeve. And like I said before, these have been sitting in my box for quite a few years now. Sweetness. Another Stallworth. What a career he had too. What a great wide receiver. Look at some of these stats. And he has cards after this one. Oh, I think up to 87. Pretty sure was his last card. But he already has almost 7,000 yards receiving there. He averaged a little over, well, almost 18, 17.6, 55 touchdowns. What a great wide receiver. Him and Lynn Swan were an awesome combination back in the day. And this was my guy back in probably 82, I think it was. 82 or 83. It was Thanksgiving Day. Detroit Lions were hosting the New York Giants. I always rooted for Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. I was a huge Billy Sims fan back in the back then, and this guy here was the difference maker pretty much in that game. Detroit was driving, had the ball in the red zone, and out of nowhere, Lawrence Taylor stepped in front of the receiver and returned it. Gosh, I can't remember exactly what. I have the game on DVD. Honestly, I haven't watched it in a while. And I didn't do my research. But it was quite a 90-some yards, maybe 89, 93. Who knows? Let me know in the comments. How about that? I mean, I'm going to look it up anyway after this, so I'll already know. But if somebody knows offhand, you might be a Taylor fan or something. You know, but this guy, I really idolized him too when I was younger. After that play, I really was hooked. And we used to get a lot of the Giants and Jets games, preseason games on the New York channels, and got to see him a lot. Monday Night Football. Oh, poor Joe Theismann. I watched that game. And my last year in Knee-High, I was like 12 years old, going on 13 or whatever. You made the All-Star team your final year, and you got to choose whatever number you wanted. All the numbers I could have chose, I chose 56. He was just a beast. And I mean, later on down the line, obviously we know, you know, he was doing some stuff that probably helped. Um, had some substance abuse issues and problems and stuff like that. But everyone deserves, forgiveness, right? We just had Thanksgiving, going into Christmas. That's what it's about, folks. All right. See you on the flip side. All right, and I'm back. Wow. Anyway, I had my diabetic eye exam yesterday, and funny story. I'm always saying two are better than one. They put you in a dark room. It was supposed to be only for 10 minutes, but they were shorthanded that day, yesterday. It'll be yesterday when you watch this. So today, it happened earlier today. They put me in this dark room. It was supposed to be for 10 minutes. And then she was supposed to come back in, and these big, giant, like, binocular type looking things. And I'm not sure. There's probably some of you out there that have had this done before. Anyway, you look into it, there's a plus sign, and you have to keep, focused on that, and a big flash goes off, and it blinds you. All right? So mind you, after the first time, they gotta wait 30 seconds till they do the left eye. So it does this, and I'm sitting there, and I'm rubbing my eye. I'm seeing this, not even spots, it was just this big white circle for seconds. And she's counting down now, 5, 4, we're going to do the left one. And the machine shuts off. And she goes, oh. I got to plug it back in and start it up. I apologize. We're going to have to do it a second time. So I'm like, all right, I'm here. Got to do it. So they did it. Takes this time, goes over. We do the left one. She says, I didn't get a really good picture of it. We got to do it a second time. So there I am. Boom, boom. 2 big white circles. I'm like, pretty much can't see for quite a few seconds. And I went on to tell her that I do a YouTube channel, and that's one of my catchphrases is 2 are better than 1. I'm going to let you know right now, 2 weren't better than 1. It was karma. It was something that was letting me know that not everything, in not every situation, 2 is better than 1. Because I'll tell you what, I was blind for a little while there. So hopefully my test results will come back and I don't have any issues with the diabetes. And I'm going to leave you on that little bit of karma humor, or whatever you want to call it. All right, folks. I hope you are enjoying all the magic that this holiday season has to offer. I know it's a very stressful time of year. It's even a stressful time for me, obviously, with what I'm going through and, getting paid from short term. And now they gave me an extension on my hernia because I'm still having some pain, and I'm waiting for paychecks and stuff like that. Thank goodness I had some money saved up and stuff like that. But it's, enjoy it. Try to enjoy it. Like I always say, life is precious. You never know. Just had my dad pass away, as most of you know from watching me, a few weeks back. And I've been thinking about my aunt, my grandmother, all of my past, loved ones that have passed on. This is the time of year that most of us reflect and think about that stuff, and it could be a very depressing time of year for some. I try to look at as much positive and happy memories as I can. I actually had a couple deer I was telling a couple people stories, and I take it as signs and stuff like that. A couple of deer came and visit, like maybe 4 or 5 days after my dad passed, and his sister, my aunt, that I usually talk about in my videos, she passed away. Gosh, I think my cousin Christy told me it's already 21 years ago. And it seems like it was yesterday, you know, that she was here. And that's, you know, you keep memories alive. You keep these people alive through memories and good times. Anyway, getting back to my story. We had these 2 deer. They were both female, and it was only a few days after my dad passed, and I just looked at it as a sign, like that was my aunt and my grandmother in some form coming to just let me know my dad was okay. So last night, I go outside on the deck, and there's a deer walking right up the street, and I kind of started calling it like a dog call, and it literally walked like within probably 5-10 feet of me, easily. But it's just taking the beauty of the moments, signs maybe. This community has been so uplifting for me, especially through the last month or so with everything that's been going on. There's so many positive people and uplifting people, and I love texting people. I love talking to people. Just enjoy life. It's too short. Too short. All right, folks. That being said, have a super freaking awesome day, weekend, upcoming weeks leading to the holiday. If you have kids, and in my case, young kids who look forward to it, try to see the magic of Christmas through their eyes. Obviously, my daughter's thinking I'm Santa Claus, which, like I said earlier, we all know. All right. Before I get too emotional, I will catch you guys on the next one. You'll see me in the comments. I'll be texting some of you, talking to some of you on the phone. Peace, y'all. I'm out. Gotta quick catch my sleigh. Reindeer are leaving without me.
In 85, the gridiron kings stacked in packs with gum that stings. Heroes frozen in a cardboard frame, each face a ticket to backyard fame. Red borders instead of black, getting the box after the last page. Cardboard dreams, red on the scene, not just a card, it's a time machine. Stars in my hands, fame on the line, 1985. Wish that life could rewind. 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 Box bottom treasure.